Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is AuPair. If you're new here, welcome, and thank you so much for joining me. And if you are a returning subscriber, day one, thank you so much, my love, for coming back, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So today's video is super exciting because I have a package from Temu. I hope you guys can see me properly. Like, I'm trying out this new angle. Like, I've never filmed here before, so hopefully you guys can see me nice and well. So initially this video is about pros and cons of being an au pair, but I just received my Temu package. It got delivered like a couple of minutes ago, so I was like, why not open it with you guys, you know? So that's exactly what we're gonna do. It's not a lot of things, it's just a few things that I bought because of the cold. Like, I don't have a lot of like cold stuff. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna link them in the description box, like, yeah, but it's nothing hectic. So the first item, oh, this is interesting. Oh, they turn. Oh, so the first item is these earmuffs. So they are for like the cold. Oh my word, you can extend them and stuff. This is so cool. I chose white because I just thought it was so aesthetically pleasing, and I have a lot of black stuff, so I'm just like, let me change for, you know. So I really love these, and I love the fact that you can sort of like adjust them, and you know, like, and they have this weird shape. I love that. And I bought myself another pair of gloves. The gloves that I have right now, I got them as a gift from my host mom, so I didn't have gloves for myself basically. So yeah, and I bought these because I've always like wanted this kind of pair of gloves, because I always thought it was so, you know, so pretty, so ladylike. So I saw them and I was like, I'm definitely buying them. They literally were less than $5. I think they were like, what, $3 or something, but let's just say they were less than $10 though. They're super cheap and they feel super great. Like, the quality is really great, guys. Oh my word. I'm gonna try and link everything in the description box. I bought them at Temu. I don't know if you know Temu, but it's like, so Amazon and Temu are my go-to places. So I'm really happy about these gloves. And these are boots. Hopefully they fit me, but I bought a, this is like 10.5, so it's supposed to fit me. So yep, the last item, I'm most excited about that one. Oh my word, this was supposed to be a coat. It's not a coat. Like, it's a coat, but like not like the material I was hoping for. It's like this sort of material. It's like, oh my word, it's literally something you wear when it's not cold. I'm so disappointed. Okay, this gets a 0 out of 10, but everything else gets a 10 out of 10. So that's it, guys. It's basically 1, 2, 3, 4 items. So that's why I was like, let me just add them in, you know, like a little mini haul. Tell me in the comments below if you want me to do hauls, but I don't know if I'm gonna do hauls. Like, I'm new at this YouTube thing and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm representing today. Got my American flag whatever on, you know. So to the main purpose of today's video, pros and cons of being an au pair. So if like you are a regular on this channel, like you've subscribed and you've watched like almost all of my other videos, you know that I'm an au pair in New Jersey, and I've been an au pair now for like 10 months because I came here in March last year, March 2023. So it's Jan now, and basically, yeah, I've been an au pair for 10 months. It's almost gonna be like a year now, and boy oh boy, I have learned a lot. So that's why I was like, let me make this video. Anyway guys, so if I look down, it's because I have a book, and ooh, my book is not very aesthetically pleasing. But anyways, I have a book and I've written down some of the things I want to talk about. Otherwise I'll just keep rambling about the same thing and not making many points, you know. So yeah, so this is like my honest opinion as an au pair in America, New Jersey to be specific, and have been here for 10 months, which by the way feels like 10 years. If you ask me, it feels like a long time. But yeah, this is like, I don't know the experience for other au pairs, but this is how I feel. And some of, like, generally the things we feel as au pairs are usually very similar, you know, because like it's the same job, but there's like different families and stuff like that. So I would say for me, it's been an amazing experience. Of course it has its ups and downs, but it's been an amazing experience, especially because I have such an amazing family, you know. Of course my family is not perfect, no family is perfect, but they do their best to just like make me feel welcome, to make me feel at home, to make things easy for me, because they understand like I'm in a new country. Like, I left my home country, I left my family, I'm here with them, they are like all I have, you know. So yeah, basically if you find a good host family, that's the first part that you need to really look into, like finding a good host family. Because if you find a good host family, oh, your life will be so much easier. And okay, now let's start with the pros, because it's pros and cons, right? The pros are that you get to travel. So as an au pair, you get to kind of like leave your country. Well, not kinda, you actually do leave your country and you go live in another country. So you get to travel. When you get there, you get to meet new people, because you're obviously going to meet other au pairs. You're going to meet your host family, which are new to you because you don't know them, you've never met them before, except like when you do an interview over the phone. And you also get to like just meet new people in general. Like when you go out, you might make a friend and stuff like that, and you get to experience a different culture. Like every time you leave your country and you go to another country, you're bound to have social, like cultural shocks. You get to experience a new culture, you get to experience like a new environment. So that's definitely a lot of pros. And like as an au pair, you sort of like can get discounts at places like for trips and stuff like that. It depends like which places those are. And like if you have a good host family, you can really enjoy your stay, because like a host family can take you to places. Like I know some au pairs, they travel with their host family. I personally haven't traveled with my host family yet. When they went to Canada, they were going on some like on a family thing, family gathering, I think. So I got off, like, sort of had time to take a leave, so I spent time to myself, and they went to Canada. But some au pairs, they travel with their host families. Like, sometimes their host families take them when they're going to, let's say you're a host family here in New Jersey, and your family says, we're going on vacation to Paris and we want you to come along. So you get to go to Paris. You already left your country and you are in America, and then your host family takes you to Paris. So you're just like enjoying yourself and experiencing another country on top of being, you know, in another new country. And you get to honestly learn so much about yourself, because you are in this new environment. You have to adapt, you have to learn new skills, because how you were doing things back then is not the same way the host family does things, and it's not the same way, like when you've taken care of kids before, it's not going to be the same as taking care of your present host kids. So you get to experience, like, having to learn new skills, having to learn more about yourself, because sometimes your patience is tested, and you get to know what kind of person you are when you're angry, like really angry, or how patient are you and stuff like that. And also you get to learn new skills in terms of, you might enroll in a class, like something you've always wanted to do because you have the time, especially if you are, most au pairs have like access to cars. So as an au pair, your host family has to provide you with like a car, so that you're able to drive the kids around, and you can also use the car to drive yourself around to errands and stuff like that. So you can use the car to go to your classes, the gym, or whatever. So some au pairs, because of that, are able to travel around, so they can do stuff, you know, visit places and enroll in some sort of like a pottery class, because I know I wanted to do that. Maybe I'm still gonna look into it, I don't know, because I love making things. So I thought like pottery would be really interesting. So you learn new skills like that, and you get to get out of your comfort zone, you know. And you know, getting out of your comfort zone enables you to grow as a person, and you live in a nice place, because most families that get au pairs usually have like nice houses and stuff like that. Some are even like rich. I know some au pairs that ended up getting host families that were like filthy rich, and they would go on vacations on yachts. I don't know if one yacht and many yachts or something like that. But like, if you get like a wealthy host family, maybe sometimes your host family lives in a mansion, there's like 100 maids and the house is huge, like you get to experience a different life from your own life, and that's just fantastic in my opinion. And you get to live in another country, explore that country while living for free, because your host family provides you with housing, food, and the money you get is basically for you to buy yourself whatever you want. Like you buy yourself clothes if you want, and you buy yourself toiletries obviously, but everything else they provide for you. The food you eat, the water you use to shower, whatever, the house you live in, you have your own room in the house, and everything that's in your room they have to provide, like the bed. You just come with yourself and your clothes basically. So also it's just basically like a life-changing experience. Like, I don't know how to explain it. You'd have to do it yourself to understand, but it's basically something very unique. I mean, you packing your whole life back at home, and you're moving to this new country where you know no one except the family you're going to, and you only know them because you've seen them on FaceTime or whatever. And it's just something super cool. Yeah, for me, those are the pros. Yeah, those are definitely the pros. Now the cons. First of all, Au pair stipend is not a lot of money, which does not enable you to travel a lot or to spend a lot, like to splurge on whatever you want. Yeah, you can splurge on some things, but not everything you want. And you have to look for deals, like you can't buy expensive stuff. So the stipend, not so great. Also, the fact that you live where you work, it literally sort of clashes sometimes, because it's like you have a day off or you're on leave, but you still see the people that you work for because you live in the same house. So it's kind of like awkward sometimes, especially with the kids, because sometimes kids, you know, kids, they want to play all the time. Sometimes even when you're off, they can come into your room and be like, you know, hi, and we want to play. And you have to be like, no, I'm off, like I need to relax, I need to rest, you know. And sometimes you feel guilty for saying that, because they're kids. When they want to play, you know, they want you to play. Yeah, but like if your host family set boundaries and they tell the kids like, no, when so and so is off, you don't go to her room, you don't disturb her, you just leave her, you know, because that's her time to rest. And my host family does that very well. They know when I'm off and not to disturb me. So even though like my youngest host kids might sometimes come into my room, but I don't really mind, because half of the time they just let me be. And then also, when you're an au pair, you can't work for someone else, so you have to rely on the stipend you're getting paid. You can't like be like, oh, because the stipend is so tiny, you know, it's so little, it's a little amount, let me get like a side job, let me go work at Aldi's, or let me go work at Target. No, when you're an au pair, you're only allowed to work as an au pair and nothing else. So it kind of sucks because of that, but yeah, that's how it is. That's just how it is. You gotta work only as an au pair. If you wanna work another job, then your host family better not find out, which I do not advise, because I personally don't like any trouble. Also, dealing with kids can be super exhausting. Let's be honest here. Like having to deal with kids like every day, unless you on leave or you off, is quite exhausting, because kids have their good days and their bad days. Sometimes things might go smoothly today, sometimes not so smoothly. So that's another con. Like, be prepared. Like I always tell people, if you like kids a lot and you feel like you can work with kids, then cool, go for it. But if not, don't even like try it. Don't even, because you're gonna hate it. You literally gonna hate it. You're gonna come here and like after a month be like, no, I want to go. So yeah. And okay, another con is that you get lonely. Like you get lonely, you miss your family, you miss your friends back home. And if you're lucky enough and you make friends here, then that's great for you, because I've made like a couple of friends, like mostly people at church, and then one of the au pairs, like I made friends with one of the au pairs. But other than that, it's like, you know, even then, like you get lonely and miss your family and stuff. Another thing is, you know, when you have conflict with your host parents, it's so hard because you live in the same house as them. So even if you can like argue with them and then go and shut yourself in your room, you're still gonna get hungry and you need to go downstairs, and when you go downstairs, boom, they're there. Like you can't get away from them. So like living in the same house where you work, like I said before, is definitely a big con, because these people are always in your face, you know, unless you go out, but otherwise they're gonna be here, you know. Another another con is you get to just like, when you, how do I put this, your host parents, when they're not very good with discipline, it makes your life 100 times worse. Because if your host kids are badly behaved, it's gonna be a lot of trouble trying to control them, or rather trying to set boundaries or trying to discipline them. Because sometimes you find that host parents are very lenient on the kids and they let them get away with a lot of stuff, and so when you try to stop kids from doing certain things, they'll be like, what are you talking about? Because my mom lets me do this all the time, you know. So if you and the parents don't have like understanding, you're definitely gonna have such a terrible time, because you're gonna try and discipline the kids maybe, or set boundaries or create rules, and if the host parents are not with you, like on the same page, you're gonna create rules, and when they're with the host parents, those rules are gonna be broken, and then they're gonna think in their mind, oh, if mom lets me do this, then it means it's fine. And the next time you tell them no, you're gonna look like the bad guy, and there's gonna be no order essentially. So you and the host parents definitely need to be on the same page, and that can be super hard, because sometimes host parents have it in their mind that, well, I'm the parent here, you know, I've been the parent, I know better. So sometimes they don't really want to know or listen to what you've got to say, but you definitely got to like set boundaries and sit down with your host parents and tell them that we need to like have a plan, because otherwise you're gonna have a terrible time. Trust me, these kids can be something else. So also what was I also gonna say, like, you can really get depressed as an au pair. That's like the biggest con. You can literally get depressed, especially if you don't have a good family, because like if you have a good family, sometimes it's gonna try and like, you know, make you feel good, and you know, but like essentially if you're in a what, how can I put this, in a family that does not support you, then honey, you need to rematch, you need to leave that place, because depression is gonna be your friend. Because I've heard so many au pair horror stories about how they just found this super bad family, and the family was just like intolerable, and the host the au pair was like literally depressed half the time, if not all the time. So you gotta have like a good host family, you gotta have boundaries with the host family and stuff like that. So guys, I think that's almost all the pros and cons I could think of. Well, especially in my case, I know that there are some other au pairs that might add on to that or stuff like that. This is essentially not like an au pair channel or anything, it's just that I'm an au pair and I just wanted to, you know, talk about this because it's what I do. But essentially you can just like go to so many other au pair channels that speak in depth about this. Like I can link them in the description below. I think that would be really helpful. But yeah man, just comment down in the comments below, maybe if you want me to like do a video about how I became an au pair, or why did I choose to become an au pair, you know, stuff like that. I don't want this channel to be like about au pairing, because essentially it's just about me living in New Jersey, living in America, but being an au pair. It's not like a channel for au pairing per se. But if you just want me to speak on au pair stuff, sometimes I'll be happy to help. Like, or maybe if you want, like, if you have questions, you can just like look for my Instagram and DM me on Instagram and ask me stuff, you know, about maybe the process. But I do recommend, because sometimes people want you to tell them everything and they don't do any research. I recommend that you research first a lot of stuff before you come and ask me stuff. But I'm not saying you shouldn't come and ask me, but also you should do research on your own, guys. Like, don't expect to be fed everything, because I know a lot of people who want that, and honestly I'm not here to do that. I got into Aupairing by doing research for myself. I literally didn't know anyone who has been an au pair before personally. I had to go watch YouTube videos and I had to Google everything. So if you have the internet, make it your best friend. So anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. I don't want this video to be too long, and already it's like so thank you so much for watching, and please like, comment in the description below. Also, just tell me what kind of videos you want to see from me. And yes, guys, and please remember to subscribe. And until next time, bye.